Hi everyone, welcome back to Automatic Grammar. This is Unit 3. My name is Hannah. Okay, so you know the drill. We're going to do a video lesson, a role, a sentence warm-up, and a worksheet. Today on our worksheet, we are only going to do 3 steps of the 5 copy work dictation and our new step, undiagramming. First, let's review what we've already learned. A verb shows an action, an imperative sentence makes a command. A noun is a person, place, or thing, and a declarative sentence makes a statement. Okay, so for our lesson, today we're going to talk about adjectives. An adjective describes a noun. Okay, so let's go back to this ballerina picture. We did the ballerina dances. So the first thing we need to do is find the noun, and then we need to ask some questions. So to find an adjective, ask what kind, which one, or how many. We want to describe that noun. So what is the noun in this sentence? The ballerina dances. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Right, so ballerina is the noun. So now let's add an adjective to this. What kind of ballerina are we talking about? What kind? Well, it looks like since she's up in front, she's probably the prima ballerina. So I could say the prima ballerina. Prima means first or most important. So it looks like she is probably the main character in this ballet. So she's the prima ballerina, but I wouldn't have to choose that. I could say, oh, and that's an adjective, so I wrote ADJ for adjective, okay? I could say she's a tall ballerina, okay? Or I could say, and again, that's an adjective, or I could say she's a skillful ballerina, okay? So those words, skillful, tall, and prima, are adjectives that describe ballerina. What kind? Okay. Now, another thing we could ask is which one. So let's look at that ice cream picture again. All right. So which one? The ice cream melted. Well, which ice cream? Okay. So let's ask which one. Okay. Are we talking about the strawberry ice cream or the vanilla ice cream? Well, I want to say the strawberry today. The strawberry ice cream melted. So that tells us which kind of ice cream we're talking about. Okay. Which one? Okay, so strawberry in this sentence is an adjective. Now, strawberry can also be a noun, but in this sentence, it's an adjective describing what kind of ice cream. Okay, all right, look at this. The boys run. The boys run. Okay, well, we can also answer how many. In this picture, how many boys are running? Right, 2. So the boys are the subject and the noun of the sentence, but how many? 2 boys. The 2 boys run. So 2 here is an adjective. Okay? The word the is always an adjective. So you just need to remember this. It's a kind of adjective called an article adjective, but you need to remember that the is always an adjective. So we're just going to write ADJ for adjective above that as well. Okay. Now, you already know that a declarative sentence tells us something. So, and let's talk about imperative sentences. Imperative sentences give commands. Well, this time for the declarative sentences, we're going to have an adjective that describes the noun in the sentence. So, the tall ballerina dances. So tall is that adjective, but the imperative for that would just be dance, right? We're just telling someone to do something, dance. Okay, the strong girls climb. So strong is the adjective describing girls, and climb would be the imperative sentence, the command, okay? And the helpful boys clean. Helpful is the adjective there, and clean would just be the imperative sentence, okay? All right, I didn't put the dice on for today, but if you notice, you're going to roll the die 3 times, okay? So I just said, let's just roll a 1 each time, okay? Now, a couple things. We have something new today. Since we have an adjective, in a diagram, the adjective falls on a diagonal line under the noun that it describes. Okay, so the is already under there. It describes, okay. So first let's just put the noun and the verb in. We know that the noun goes before the vertical line. Okay, but here's the lines here. All right. So those are the adjective lines. Now, let's talk about the noun. The noun is pickles. Okay. So, and that goes before the vertical line, pickles. And then the verb is glow, and that goes after the vertical line, glow. Okay. But the tall is going to go under pickles because it describes pickles. And that I already have done for you. So it's going to go on that diagonal line right there. The pickle, or the tall pickles glow. Okay, this is a statement, right? So it's a declarative sentence, and we are going to write the sentence on the line. The tall pickles glow. Okay. All right, for copy work, you know the drill. The silly girls see, you're going to write that. There is something that we're going to do though. Underneath that line, it says write S above the sentence, the subject of the sentence, and ADJ above the two adjectives. So the subject of the sentence is who or what the sentence is about. That's the girls. And the adjectives are the and silly. I should say silly and the, okay? Because they describe what kind of girls, the silly girls, what kind of girls, the girls. Okay, remember the is always an adjective. For dictation, just remember that your teacher will tell you a sentence. Make sure that you have a capital letter and an end mark. And if you don't know how to spell something, you can look on your paper to see if you can find a word on your paper. If not, ask your teacher to help you. This is not a spelling program, so don't freak out about spelling, okay? But for dictation, today I think I did the girls see. So you just make sure that you have a capital letter for the and period at the end, okay? All right, undiagramming. This is new, okay? So you will see a diagram that's already filled out, and then you need to figure out what that sentence will be and write it on the line, okay? Now, this one's a little tricky because we've got that understood you. So let's go through this. When undiagramming, look for the capital letter. This is usually the first word of a sentence. Now that's not always the case, but if you see a verb, especially that's capitalized, then you know that your first word is going to be that capital verb, okay? And so I noticed that C is capitalized, so that's probably going to be our sentence. Now also, look at this U in parentheses. That means that it's understood, which means, or implied, so we don't actually say the word you. Now, if you do want to write you see as your undiagram, that's okay, but the better answer would just be to write see, and it's fewer words to write. So that's great. Okay. So it's a command, right? This is an imperative sentence. You're telling somebody to see something. Okay. So just be careful with that. You don't need to write that. All right. All right. That's all I have for you today, guys. I will talk to you next time. Great job.